All right, take me down.
We might be skipping the intro today. Are we already live? Looks like we might be live. Welcome to the BillyGoatTales Show family. I'm your host, Dave Digital. We've got Redman and Dark Crash here today. Unfortunately, Crypto Billy won't be with us, but we do have a message from Crypto Billy that we will be sharing just in a quick second. But first, let's take a look and say who is in the chat. Red, do you want to take a look?
Yeah, sure thing. Hey, big shout out to Jesse. Jesse was actually the first one in the chat. I can't take the medal on that one. I was cheating. So, Jesse, you got the gold medal today. You're number one. Look at Mike Vollmer, the mod king, self-proclaimed, in the house. I got, let's see, who else? Mr. Market 27. Big BillyGoatTales fam. Sorry about that. We love you too, Mr. Market. We're glad that you're here. The Rodriguez. I'm gonna say the Theo Rodriguez. He's been around for a long time. Look at Andy. You guys rock. I was the first. Now I'm not. Jesse's number one. Dark Crash is up in here. What's up, Dark Crash? Let's see who else we got. Who else? I don't know. You see anything else? Dave Digital.
I didn't know, but if we didn't catch you in the chat, please take a second, say hi to us, and we'll say hi back.
Yeah.
Today, folks.
Subscribe.
Yeah. And today what we're going to do, guys, is we're going to discuss AI agents. So the goal of today's show is, I know we've been talking to you guys about how AI agents are coming on, and they could one of it we even talked about that they could be they could end up being the actual use case for crypto even more than people can. And so what we're going to do is kind of paint that picture. That's the gist of today's show, is we're going to paint the picture to show you guys where AI agents could actually replace humans and we might actually get real adoption on crypto and Bitcoin with the AI agents using them. So that's what we're going to get into today. But first, let's say hi to the teammates here. Hey, Red, appreciate you saying hi to chat. How you doing?
I'm doing good, man. I'm over here dancing and stuff, smiling. You know, it's another beautiful Sunday. Happy to be here. Thankful for another day not promised. And yeah, I'm seeing all this green in the market right now. Happy. Back over to you, Dave.
Happy with the green. Yeah, I'm happy with the green too. What's up, Dark Crash over there in the beautiful painting? Just hodl it.
Yeah. Lifting heavy, lifting spirits, trying to keep myself up as well as others during these turbulent times.
I heard you got some things working in the background, sir.
Yeah, we might one of these days here be launching something special over on Facebook. I think I have a little, maybe a bit of a sneak peek coming on our next Sunday show that I can let you guys see.
Not trying to leak anything, guys, but there might be something going on in the Facebook. You might be able to find them starting next week, Monday. Not sure, but it's possible. Not this coming Monday. I'm not saying tomorrow, fellas. Don't put the pressure on us. But maybe there may be something coming following week on Monday. Good to see you, Dark Crash. Glad to have you on the team. Glad that you're getting some stuff going behind the scenes. Facebook is definitely underdeveloped for the BillyGoatTales team. I think they have a completely different crowd over there than what we have over here. I think it's going to be wonderful to connect with those people and bring them into the ecosystem. So I look forward to it. Really, really excited about that. I did see Crypto Badale jump into the chat. Did I already say that? I might have said that, but good to see you, Badale. Let me go back to the comments and see who else do we have over there that maybe I missed. Darren Does Things. Maybe drop a link for Darren Does Things in the chat just in case he wants to join up. We'll be happy to have you today. We're running with a little bit of a smaller crew today, but it's a cozy crew, a good crew, a capable crew, and we're ready to bring you the heat today, guys. Red, you got that thing from Billy?
Sure do.
Billy's playing a little hooky from school, called in sick today. Let's try to find out why.
Hey everyone, Crypto Billy here. We're in Fort Myers, Florida, and we are at the spring training game between the Twins and the Boston Red Sox. This is the Boston Red Sox facility. I'm lucky enough to have some great tickets for it. So just wanted to say hi to everybody. Love you guys. We're having a great time in Florida doing some fishing. We'll see you next time.
That was Crypto Billy out there playing hooky, doing his thing. Jimmy's not going to be able to be here with us. He definitely has some stuff that he is handling. Prayers for Jimmy. You know, everybody that prays, we appreciate that. He's definitely our family, and we are supporting him in prayer right now. And of course, it's like Comex couldn't be here. He has some other obligations on Sundays, so we're unable to have his beautiful banter and voice and face over here with us today, but that's okay. Again, we're going to make it through. And I did have this one thing that Tex-Mex wanted to say. I think that's all that he had to say today. So let's take a look at the topic. All righty, guys. So
you want me to jump into the bubbles?
Oh, we will in a second. Let me just introduce
Okay.
the topics, and then we'll hit those bubbles.
Gotcha.
So today we're going to be talking, like I was telling you guys, AI agents may become the biggest users of crypto. That's one topic. That's one of the indicators. Here's another one. AI agent wallets are starting to launch. There's another one. Here's another one. Ultra short-term crypto betting is exploding. So this is very high or very low time frame things going on the 5-minute. The prediction markets are getting into that. And then let's go look over here. How is that connected? Well, AI is already dominating trading activity. AI agents are already exploiting prediction markets. AI infrastructure demand is about to surge. An AI agent was caught secretly mining crypto. You see the picture that we're painting here, guys. Prediction markets are a partner with AI analytics. So not only do you have the AIs on the front side, but you got them on the back side too. I don't see a lot of room for us in here. Big tech is building social networks for AI agents. Hey, the first iteration of that may have been a bunch of, not necessarily on the up and up, but where it's heading is huge. The concept of the agent economy. So that's how we're going to dive into it today. But first, we're going to hit the bubbles. Red, do you want to take a look at the crypto bubbles? Ready?
Let's go. All right, BGT fam, we got some bubbles for you. A bunch of green out there. Like I said before, I'm happy. It's Sunday. We're green for the most part. Let's go. All right, so what I noticed was Tau, great project. It's up 1.9% hourly, sitting at $2.74 billion market cap, ranked number 34, $286 gets you one Tau token. Tau killing it this month.
This just in, Red. If you're a part of the Alex O Crypto Otter Game Premium Discord, you would have got the call on Tau early. So there was a trader over there that was in the chat. He said, look, guys, Tau about to explode. Minutes later, boom, there went Tau. So just saying, there's some advantages, and you don't have to have money to be in the premium Discord. Just go watch his show, get in there, make comments, comment on other videos when he has a giveaway, and hop in. He's even been known to sponsor people. So just saying. Sorry to interrupt, Red, but that was some important alpha.
No. Alex is my man. That's my guy right there. I love Alex Crypto. Anyways, he's Tau's up 8 spots, number 34. Like I said before, it's gone from $164 to $287. Now that's high risk, high reward. Not financial advice. Be smart with your money, people. But yeah, nice little pump out of Tau. We got Morpho, love Morpho, DeFi play on base. Morpho's up 1.2% in the daily, 2.1%, or I'm sorry, 1.2% in the hourly, 2.1% in the daily, 0.7% in the weekly, 59% for the month. Morpho doing things. They're up 17 spots, number 57, $1 billion market cap, $1.91 for Morpho. It's up 44.5% for the year. So it's outpacing Bitcoin. Let's go. All right, on the daily, we got a newcomer. FET's making a comeback. Is it? I don't know. We'll see what happens. Still down 61.8% for the year. On the daily, it's up 4.8%. On the weekly, it's up 40%. For the month, It's 20%. So it's a little bipolar at this point, but it's up 10 spots, number 89. Cracked back into the top 100, $452 million market cap. 20 cents gets you one FET token. Layer 0. Billy likes layer 0, so I'll go ahead and mention them. It's up 4 spots, number 93 in the daily. $436 million market cap. $2.15 gets you one layer 0 token. It's up 9% for the week. It's up 12.8% for the month. Got a little strength coming in here. Looks like it tried to retrace and then said, nope, we're going to go back up. So good for the layer 0 people. On the weekly, we got River. River, I don't trust it. I don't trust these pumps. That's just my personal advice. I'm just some guy on the YouTubes yelling at you.
What is your gut saying about River, Brad?
I
know
don't-
you do some
I'm not-
research in
I
the
don't
back. I know
know,
you've got your
man.
ear in some discords. I know you
I
listen
don't
to some
know.
chatter. I mean, I
don't know
heard
if
that they've got a lot of it in one wallet. Is that true, right? Or I know it's true. So yeah,
Yeah.
they've got a lot in one wallet. It seems like
Yeah.
it moves a lot. I mean, I've seen it. We just saw it just recently go from $18 to $23. It's got a lot of action over there. So I mean,
Yeah.
somebody well versed, if it's got any kind of TA that stands true, could probably make some money. But that's not me. It's too volatile.
And over the monthly, I mean, lower lows, right? Higher highs, lower lows. I don't know. I don't do your own research, people. Just because something's pumping like this doesn't mean it's going to stay that way. It's up 13 spots to number 91, $446 million market cap, $22 for River. If you can catch these pumps, good for you. But I don't know. I would just cautious. Be very cautious in these projects. They're very, very new. Render's an OG. I love Render. It's been around forever. Render, I have a little more confidence in Render than I do some other projects, but Render's up 12 spots, number 59, $971 million market cap. It's had a fat retrace. It's sitting at $1.87. Not saying it can go up, but I mean, still, it's been around. It's gone through a couple bear markets, so it's got some stability to it. It's up 36% for the week. It's up 36% for the month, but it's still down 42%. So you're still getting a nice little sale on that one. It's down 6 spots, number 59 in the yearly though. So do your own research with that. Let's see. Let's go on to hype. I talk about hype all the time. Andy loves hype. I'll go ahead and bring it up here. Hype is up 1 spot to number 13. It's got an $8.79 billion market cap. Nothing to cough at. It's $36.89. Gets you one hype token. And the hourly is down. And the daily it's down 2.5%. No biggie there. But on the weekly, it's up 20%. On the monthly, it's up 17.5%. And on the yearly, it's up 156%. Congratulations. Gone from $10 all the way to $58. Now it looks like it's got a little retrace, and it's gaining momentum again. So we'll see what happens with a Hyperliquid. Like I said, I'm not an expert. I'm not a financial advisor. I'm just pointing out things that are doing very, very well. And as you can see, the green in the market has been doing good over the last month. There's still some coins out there that haven't pumped yet to pay attention to. Say is one of them, in my personal opinion. Now, I'm just some guy, so do your own research. But in my personal opinion, Say's good projects down 9 spots, number 89, $452 million market cap. It's 6 cents get you one Say token. That's, I don't know. It seems to me like it's on sale, but let's move on to something else. Near in the monthly, Near's up 31%. It's part of that AI play we'll be talking about today. It's up 6 spots, number 44, $1.74 billion market cap. Near at $1.34. Good price. I've seen it much higher. It's down 50% for the year. Is it on sale? Could it go lower? That's for you to find out. Dave, I'll send it back over to you because I think the yearly is pretty much the same as it was last week. But we got to hit Zcash. Zcash is still up 79 spots, number 28. It's up 600% for the year still. It looks like it's going sideways a little bit with that little lip right there at the end.
It's kind of leveled out.
Have we seen that Siren token over here before?
Siren is a meme on Binance. Do what you will with it. I don't trust this project. Look at this thing. Yeah. Meme.
God doesn't seem to like that one. Okay.
Yeah, meme and BNB. I don't know. It just seems like a scam pump to me. But with it, everybody's, if you're making money on it, good for you. I'm glad. I wouldn't put the life savings into it. That's just me.
10-4. 10-4 over and out. Well, good deal. Did we see anybody else come into the chat? I think I saw Green Day Profits in the chat. Good to see you. I saw Mr. Market in the chat. Good to see you. I saw Darren Does Things in the chat talking about maybe joining us on the stage. Look forward to that. Curtis Hill. Good to see you, Curtis Hill. Everybody is in the chat today doing the dance, doing the thing. Hey, if you guys are over there on X, we love that you're over there on X, but we would love to talk to you, and we would love to have you in our chat, but we can't see your X comments over here on the StreamYard. So if you guys go over there, we would be able to see your comments. Or if you come over here to YouTube, we can see your comments, and then we can chat with you guys. So we're at BillyGoatTales over here on YouTube. Forgive my camera as I'm trying to get it back on there. If we don't get it back on, that's okay, because you really don't need to see my face. It's just my voice that you need to hear. And we're about to go into the market update. Crash, are you ready?
Yes, sir.
All right.
We love you,
All right. If you just want to bring up my shared screen there for me. Thank you. So today we're looking at a fear and greed of 33. Wow. So we're almost coming back into neutral territory. That growing greed, for lack of better words, is due in part to a lot of people's favorite altcoins crossing into some favorable green territory. Now, does that spell that we've really flipped and are possibly in a transition phase? It very much does say so. We're on the third mark, really. So that is pretty important to note. Keep in mind, though, that when these, for lack of better words, relief rallies happen, especially across alts, there is still the greed tooth that will grab and drag it right back down into extreme fear status. So at the moment, we're sitting more so, like I said, leaning towards neutral. But the problem here is, like, price action wise, to me, it says we should still be having one more dip into extreme fear. But we already have ran quite a bit of extreme fear for that matter. So, oops, let's go back to the main screen. And just a quick reference, though, on our market cap, we've had a bit of a bounce up and down in the few percents here. And in correlation to the current trend monthly wise, we've been ranging, but now we're above and out of said range and forming support on that, which is kind of indicative of the fact that we are transitioning over into a more positive territory. Now, what that might look like in terms of price action, if I may just quickly slide over to the Bitcoin chart now.
Sure.
Yeah, so over here, we've had a bit of a drop off on the Heikins and spin around into more positive candles, which is usually after about 3 massive overbearing candles in the negative direction. Usually see at least a temporary stoppage or slowdown where the inner EMA bands also collapse towards each other. So with regards to this and the current trend of price action, I would like to bring up the daily chart here. We have essentially crossed over into pure oversold as early as late February, where we transitioned into what is well overdue, is positive price action. This could be our first white dove, our first good signal that at least the end is near. Now, are we truly over yet? I don't think so. We're probably going to have much like a pure chicken drinking water situation before another cliff drop. It's usually pretty traditional that we have 2 or 3 drops, I would say, and again, no, not financial advice. It tends to be the magic number of 3 or 5 in terms of trends and price action being set that we have. But we could very well have a turnaround point here. The first sign being more so this Mount Everest. We got a 1, 2, kind of a 3 shallower triple peak almost going on there, followed by a nice little trigger wave setup, which is kind of arranging us for the next leg, which would bring us to about 77,000 Bitcoin right before we licked that spider line and got up there. So we're on the transition phase right now. Very well could flip these EMA ribbons positively. We can even see a streak of positive starting to come out there. So
How does the
that
money flow look? Dark Crash, the money flow on that
pretty bloody here, and we very well could U-turn right here.
looks like it's curving down a little bit.
Oh yeah. What are you looking at there? Is that the daily?
Yes, currently the daily. So you got the VWAP still coming down, money flow coming down. The RSI stochastic still very much overspread there. So it could just be another situation here where we have one. We've already got one lip here, so we could just have one face resistance on the 50 line, presumably, which would, in correlation just with the more short-term candles, what that might look like is.
I mean, we could also form a lower wave on the momentum and a higher high on the price, and then just dump.
Exactly, and that's why I wanted to bring up the 4-hour chart here real quick, because you can see that short-term upside would probably lick us around 73.8, 73.7, and then of course we can draw all the way back down to the sub 70s, if not high 60s. Like we've been sitting around this for quite some time. That there's really no other option other than for it to decide to go up or down at this point. We've had so much stagnation. Oil markets are super volatile, but still coming to be a little bit more steady, which means as these commodity and precious metal markets also start to wrap up this type of volatility, we start to see a little bit of shift of wealth come back. So we're kind of at a decision point globally here, and also correlating with our crypto markets that we're overdue for at least another retest in one direction or another. Now, if the floor were to drop out from underneath us, that could put us as low. Oops, let's go into the weekly. This is a little messy. That could put us as low as, like, I'd be looking at my next spider line drop of quite literally, we could see that magical 58K sooner rather than later, but we still have at least maybe a couple weeks more of upside, just traditionally speaking, because we look at this, had it down and then some upside, down, a little bit of upside. Obviously, this was bearish, this was bullish kind of setup, but nonetheless, the kind of theme there is the same, because we go all the way back to the previous markets, and we had a very similar setup, and then drops here, a little bit of raise, a little bit of fight there, big drop, a little bit of raise and fight, and then of course our bear market bucket. So again, that's kind of like the theme I'm getting at here, is we're tasting a bit of this area right now, much like the previous bear. So would I say this is a much of a load up territory? Again, not financial advice, but it very much feels like load up territory to me, even if that DBSI is kind of right at our price level and we're kind of on a balancing act there.
It's peculiar to see that there's no yellow X's formed yet this bear.
Yeah,
Yellow
that is
X's
very
normally
peculiar.
indicates something's going to happen. I mean, normally you get those, right? Did we see those before?
Not as often, more so on the shorter time frames, bringing us down to specifically this territory right here. Right now we're on the weekly, but digging into that period of time, hitting that spider line that I had shown, like that's where, whoops, looks messy again. Oh, that's the previous market. Let me zoom all the way back there. Okay, so when we dropped here is kind of where we saw our yellow X's form, kind of in these couple of weeks. But that's about all we really had. It was just a whole bunch of institutional prop up and countries buying in and stuff like that, more or less protecting us from what would seem as statistically a market manipulation, as would otherwise be defined by the yellow X market cipher. So yeah.
Maybe some of that money is finally sticky. I see Rusty Bot in the chat. Good to see you, Rusty Bot. I see. Nope, that's the only person that new I see.
Yeah.
Nope, I don't see Vegas. Nope. Don't see him. No Vegas Law in the chat. Nope, don't see him at all.
What's up, Vegas Law?
Good to see you, Rusty. Good to see you, Vegas. Good to see all of you guys. Well, let's take a look at the prediction markets really quick. Dave Digital, you ready? Let's run it.
We love you,
Oh, not ready. Not ready. Still not ready. Coming up. There it comes. Slowly but surely. Is that the one? Could be. Let's see. All right. Who is going to win the best Oscar? I know this is the main reason that all you folks in chat came here, is you wanted to know who is the winner in the Oscar, and it's going to be one battle after another for Best Picture. Don't lie. I know you all
Mr.
saw
Bean.
it. And who's going to win the Best Actor? It's Michael B. Jordan, 59%. Uh-oh. Is that where you make your money? Hey, I heard on Simple Terms podcast this last weekend that the best option is to just take the winning side and just ride with it. Stop chasing all the crap. I mean, I just heard that on Simple Terms podcast, so I don't know if it's true or if it's not, but I did hear that hey, just take the obvious winners and just do it a bunch. Seems like a no-brainer. I don't know why we didn't know that before. Anyway, let's see what else they got. Best director looks like Paul Thomas Anderson. Man, I'm so out of this. I don't even know who that is. I do know who Sean Penn is. Good supporting actor, so it makes sense. Let's see. I did see something interesting that we haven't seen on here recently, which this one. Bitcoin price at the end of 2026. Will it be 60 to 65? Will it be 65 to 70? It's split on those two numbers, but it's got really low numbers on it. So that's definitely not set in stone. There was another one I thought was pretty interesting. It's so crazy that they're already picking out who's going to be in there. They're asking you, well, who's going to be the president? And they're like, oh, well, J.D. Vance is going to be the nominee. And then down here, they're like, well, they don't know who's going to win. Gavin Newsom is up. And none of them been nominated yet. But here they are, Gavin Newsom, J.D. Vance being presented to us, I should say.
I mean, that's prediction markets, right?
I mean, I guess, but I don't want any one of those people to be in there, especially not Gavin. Anyway, I'm not going to talk politics. I've been told not to talk politics. So I'm going to stay away from politics. And what we're going to do is we're going to get into the AI and the AI markets and today's topics right after this quick break.
Education, motivation, crypto.
All three on one network. BillyGoatTales. Join a live stream 5 times a week or take in one of our new pre-recorded video drops, and we have fire shorts too.
Don't miss anything. Subscribe now to @BillyGoatTales on YouTube.
Let's get into it. This is our nifty little BGT live stream dashboard that we are working on in the background, and in the foreground, you guys get to be a part of the experiment. So our first topic today, as you can see here in our first topic box, let me see. There we go. It says industry leaders, or it says AI agents may become the biggest users of crypto. What do you guys think? Do you think that's true or not? Hey, I'm not the guy saying it. That's these guys saying it. And it says industry leaders increasingly suggesting that AI agents, not humans, may become the largest users of crypto networks because they need financial systems that don't require identity verifications. So that's the first piece of the paint that's going on the canvas. Red, do you have a little bit more details about how AI agents may become the biggest users of crypto?
Yeah, I got a little something for you guys.
Let's hear it.
So autonomous software programs that act independently are poised to dominate crypto transactions, surpassing human users in volume. We've heard Billy talk about that a couple times, and frequency. They can't access traditional banking, no KYC, no ID docs, so they default to crypto wallets for payments, data access, and compute. This creates a machine economy. We talked about that a couple times, where agents transact 24/7, potentially making crypto the native financial layer for AI. It just seems like it goes hand in hand, doesn't it, DD? All right, so Brian Armstrong says AI agents will soon outnumber humans in transactions. They'll use crypto wallets since banks are off limits. Okay. CZ says agents could make 1 million times more payments than humans. Absolutely correct. And much faster than humans can, all via crypto for real-time needs like APIs and data. So we're kind of seeing that in the prediction markets. We'll go over that a little more later on.
Yeah, and let's think about that, Red. So banks require identity verification. Some sexes, right? Most sections require identity verification. But now we're looking into that would only leave what? DeFi, right? That these agents can hop into and use. So will we get a DeFi pump? Will everything start to flow that direction? Are they going to use Bitcoin, or are they just going to use stable coins? I mean, we don't know. What are you thinking about AI agents coming on stack using more crypto? doing more transactions than us humans do, and us really not needing to be a part of the mix anymore. Dark Crash.
There we go. Well, I mean, in terms of having these AI agents utilizing the cryptosphere, it seems ideal because with the fact that we've got immutability through Bitcoin, the protection against double spend, it's just something that we're trying to remove these human errors, these human elements, potential for failure in the system. It's trying to create that perfection, which could otherwise be misinterpreted by AI. So they could look at our potentially false human data and then interpret that as real, push it forward. Transactions could be messed up, wallets could accidentally be drained, funds could be lost. There could be a whole cumbersome series of events that comes as a result of these errors, which is why we want to steer towards crypto, so because it just seems to fit the ticket in terms of accuracy, just general compatibility, the fact that it is 24/7. It has a lot of boxes checked there for sure.
Yeah, and I mean, they say that within hours of each other on March 9th, Coinbase's CEO Brian Armstrong and Binance founder CZ made essentially the same call, and that's what you were referencing, right? Right, Red?
Yeah, it also says there's a projection by 2030 AI agents could drive the majority of blockchain transactions. Crossover from human dominance might hit as early as 2027. So get ready because it's coming.
Well,
Yeah,
we're not just going to get there, just by talking about it, right? These agents are going to need wallets. So,
and that's the funny part, because right here it says Bitcoin Policy Institute study finds that 48.3% of agents prefer Bitcoin overall. So there's some smart agents out there, and there's some dumb agents out there, apparently, Dave.
Yep, there are, and they're all going to need wallets so they're starting to launch new wallets. A new generation of autonomous wallets designed specifically for AI agents is emerging. These wallets allow AI programs to transact, trade, and interact with services. This is the early infrastructure for a machine-to-machine economy where AI systems pay for services like data, compute power, and APIs automatically. So not only are Brian Armstrong and CZ talking about it, but now the devs are starting to build the infrastructure in the background. And we've been talking about this for a couple of weeks, but I kind of want to just put this puzzle together for you folks in the chat. Now we're needing these wallets, and not only do we need them, but they're starting to be designed. And not only are they being designed, but they're being designed without us in the mix, other than as the designer. They don't want us to. They're not being designed so it's easy for us to use. So the ease of use crypto barrier could easily disappear with this agent introduction. What do you have on agent wallets or AI agent wallets being created, Red?
So, the biggest and the baddest, well, to me anyways, in the sector right now is Coinbase, right? So Coinbase put out their agentic wallets infrastructure specifically for AI agents built on AgentKit Plus. It's X402 protocol. We're kind of going over that earlier on before the show. Agents get autonomous spending, earning, trading with programmable guardrails. Gosh, I can't talk right now. Spend limits, KYT screening, enclave key isolation for security, and that's an important part because we want to be able to give these things rules to live off of. So if you open it with your own personal stuff, it's going to use your own personal stuff. So by X402 is saying that you could use guardrails to kind of keep those agents in check and give them what they are allowed to use. X402 already processed 50 million transactions pre-launch, now powers agent commerce on Base. Brian Armstrong highlighted it as the next unlock for agents to outpace humans in transaction volume.
Yeah. And it says here, this is on crypto.com, that 2026 marks the shift to a machine-native agentic economy via autonomous wallets capable of self-identification, building a reputation, and executing trustless payments. Talks about how the transition is being built, what all they're using, what the protocols, like Red was talking about, the X402 with the ERC 8004, the AIP 7702. And then it says the Chronos Golden Age. Uh-oh, dark crash. What did they say? They definitely said the Chronos Golden Age roadmap
Let's go.
on 3 key infrastructure areas to create production-ready environment for intelligent systems, high-performance rails, agentic primitives, and wallet interoperability. That's right up your alley, isn't it? Dark Crash, what's going on over there with your Chronos? And do you see the puzzle pieces, the bricks start to stack, the house being built?
Well, yeah, well, they obviously had to grab the URL first before anybody else, and then they moved in and they started obviously putting up foundation, and now the walls are finally showing as you just described. So with regards to these AI agent wallets and wallet interoperability, it's not just perfect for the average user, excuse me. But again, I love talking about business relations and how this can actually function a lot more for businesses as well, from thinking about it vertically on your vertical stack when you're working with your manufacturers and distributors to bring stuff in, and you want to make sure that they're all paid, that everything's reconciled, and that also it makes its way packaged properly for your accountants to manage. All of that can be done as easy as a command to Alexa at some point here. Like, it's getting ridiculously close, in my opinion. And the stacked approach that crypto.com is taking with regards to this is, I think, second to none. I don't think there's many other people out there that are doing what they're doing right now. And I feel like it would be wise for companies like Facebook and X to take advantage of this before it's too late, especially as they're trying to be the everything company. They got their own AI agents, but we need interoperability. Again, like, this is something I've talked about in past streams, where AI and these agent wallets need to have some sort of like back-end verification of the people, because they're going to have their own digital IDs, which are going to subsequently need to be tied to somebody or something, or some sort of corporate entity, so that it can be identifiable, recorded, managed appropriately for taxes, all that fun stuff, so it's like, yeah.
Yeah,
It's funny you say it's funny you say
Rip.
interoperability, because OKX, the on-chain OS upgrades early March, unified wallet infra liquidity routing for agents across 60 plus chains, handling 300 million in daily trading volume. So OKS stepping up their game.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, man, and that was one of the, whenever we did the 27 top alts that are outperforming Bitcoin for the Civil Terms podcast, that was one of them. There was several exchange tokens on there. BNB was one, OKX was one. I don't remember all the others, but there were several. I think Tron was one, but there were several exchange tokens that were prevalent and outperforming Bitcoin to a higher degree. I do see that we got DDT in the house. Short notice, shows up, just comes in for the gang. Good to see you, bro. How you doing?
Yeah, evening. Chill weekend, luckily. Price is looking like it's starting to go up, or wants to go up a bit. So, see what happens.
Nice.
Father, all good. Chilled weekend, as usual. I normally weekends are the time just to relax, try and get off the charts a bit.
Are you seeing these agents things starting being built for them on the other end? Are you seeing how they're starting to stack this together and creating the puzzle, or creating the whole picture?
I think from what I'm seeing, yes and no. I know a lot of exchanges are kind of bringing on, I think you mentioned crypto.com, but there's definitely quite a few exchanges that have some form of, or are going to have some form of agentic functionality soon. So I think Coinbase, I think you said, didn't quite catch the beginning of that, but I presume quite a few of the exchanges are going to go onto agentic stuff. So that would make it relatively easy or kind of for traders if you really want to automate things. But kind of like Billy does, you sandbox. If you ever want to do that, you sandbox separate accounts, separate emails, those type of things. So don't give it full access or full, But I think it could be good for efficiency and good for kind of giving you freedom to do other things rather than just sitting on a chart. You can program that. You can kind of like a bot. You can program the agent with the set strategy, and you can let it do work for you, and you can do other things.
Yeah.
So
I think a team of agents is where it's at. I think it's going to be, I think that we're probably all going to have
Which is-
hundreds of them, or at least the people that want them. They can do all kinds of things, and then they'll work together. And then they'll, like we were talking, or we'll discuss in a little bit, even they have their own social networks and things like that. I don't think it's going to be the way that we think about a social network where it's all just us talking crap to each other. I think it's more going to be to how they can make themselves better. It's what my guess would be. Giving them a place to discuss stuff would probably, I could just naturally see them wanting to get better, since their rewards, right, are completing goals or completing tasks or doing the things that we ask them to do. That's their goals. I'm sure that that's what their economy or their conversations would be about, was like, oh, you have that skill, maybe I need that skill, or oh, that's how you did this, oh, now I don't know how to do that. And I think it may be a self-learning environment.
So if we hypothetically set up an agent, so agents will learn from each other, like you're getting to.
Yeah.
So if I set up a standard spot DCA agent, it will, something else will learn, another agent will try and learn from, and then obviously incorporate that into kind of and expand on that. So it does have a lot of value in regards to creating a better agentic system, how that is managed and how that is kind of ring fenced to not have a lot of limitations or bad executions in regards to what you want, is probably one of the defining factors. Obviously, there needs to be some limitations to the agents, but if they can learn from each other, then, or if hypothetically I've got a spot agent, whatever, and then someone's got a perps, perpetual long trading agent, you look into that, you see what it does, and you can kind of you can either kind of clone, or you can kind of piggyback on kind of that agent. So there's definitely a lot of efficiency in regards to using it. And then obviously the agents become like an ecosystem in themselves.
Like an open source agency. But I feel like then again that begs the question about people's creative wealth and the privacy behind their knowledge. So then again, we want to see like what people are hashing out behind the scenes. Some people might want to not have that grabbed and part of the archive, for lack of better words.
Yeah, I think the window may be even small. I mean, we have quantum computing that's headed our way, so secrets are going to be very, very slim if that gets to us, and security isn't upgraded significantly. So maybe our window is just a little bit slow or a little bit short for whenever we get to use this. I think that at first the toys will get to use them, but then once they get popular, everybody's going to use the ones that make all the money. Eventually, I don't think we're going to need all the money that we think. I think eventually our focus will be something else. I hope so. I would like to still be alive when people don't have to focus just on making money. They can just find another reward system because, normal needs are taken care of. I don't know. Maybe it's just me being a little bit hippy dippy, but I'm a little bit hippy dippy. So that's just the way it is. Well, let's take a look. So ultra short-term crypto betting is exploding. It says here, prediction platforms are introducing 5-minute crypto betting contracts, allowing traders to bet on extremely short-term price movements. And I've seen this, and somebody, I think it was maybe Crash. I'm not sure who mentioned it earlier. Somebody mentioned that will the agents start taking over our betting, or will they? Oh, it was Andy. She asked if the liquidity is going to be taken out of our crypto and used by these prediction markets. And the answer may be some of it. I mean, because what they're saying here is you're not really buying or selling Bitcoin. You're just buying or selling if Bitcoin goes up or down in the next 5 minutes and what price it'll be at. So that is, I mean, there's probably a whole bunch of people that would rather do it that way than bet on the price of Bitcoin. Especially, I'm not even sure if they've introduced age limits or age restrictions on these platforms yet. Maybe they do, and I'm just not aware of it. But if anybody can do it, that just opens it up. I know, Red, you've been digging into it. What do you think about that? Ultra short-term crypto betting. Is it exploding?
Yeah, so I saw a post on Twitter this week of a guy who took $50, gave it to a bot, and the bot, I guess, got like $10,000. I don't know how true that is. And it is true that the bots can get in quicker than us. They can also get out quicker than us. So it takes away. I'm not too fond of this whole. I don't even know what the 5-minute thing really means, but I got some notes on it. It says Polymarket launched a 5-minute Bitcoin up or down markets, expanding to ETH, SOL, and XRP. resolves instantly via oracles. 15-minute markets added earlier, but 5-minute exploded post-launch. Kalshi offers a 15-minute contract. Combined with Polymarkets, they captured most U.S. legal action. Both use binary yes or no shares priced at $0 to $1, paying $1 on a correct outcome. And then the other says drift bet on Solana for near instant low fee micro bets emerging on chain platforms like Volt, blah 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 blah. That sounds a lot like the bot trading that's already going on in the market. I mean, now they're just doing it on prediction markets, and they're doing it a lot quicker than humans can. That's all that sounds like. It says volume and growth stats, combined daily volume on Polymarket and Kalshi, ultra short crypto contracts, $70 million. Says these now are greater than 50%, up to 60% of all crypto trading on both platforms. Shift from long horizon events to hyper short loops. So they can, it's just a matter of the AI agents getting in and out of these prediction plays a lot quicker than what humans can. That's all that means to me.
Yeah, and they can also see the information a little bit different than we can too. But if you look, this has got to be just one of the degen plays, right? And so this is an active BTC up or down in 15 minutes. It resolves in 40 seconds. And it looks like up is going to win. Looks like 72,100 is what this is at. So you can see if the simple average of the 60 seconds of CF benchmarks BRTI before 5:45 p.m. Eastern Standard Time or Eastern Daylight Time on March 15th, 2026 is at least 71,768.16. And it looks like what did it say? 71,768. Nope. Looks like down is going to lose. Down is down to 1 cent. And that's it live. So that's going live. So 15-minute markets. What do you think about 15-minute markets, Crash? What do you think about 5-minute markets, Crash? What do you think about this new way to trade the old Bitcoin? Just degening it out? What do you think?
I think it's a wonderful way, or a different angle really, of taking scalp approaching, because it's just quite simple. It's more or less taking your own skills and saying, yes, I can finally chop up the market. I can finally splice and dice. That's the whole idea. Is I wouldn't take these short-term markets lightly, because they will chop you up if you don't know what you're doing. Because then it more or less becomes like a gambling game, right? And then people lose an arm and a leg over this kind of thing. So, as far as what was it? Let's see here.
This next 15 minutes is saying 74 cents up, 28 or 25 cents, 28 cents, back and forth. So it looks like it's still saying up again.
Yeah.
So pretty crazy what's going on. I mean, you could almost trade that, huh, Darren? But just come over here if it was accurate and just say, okay, it's saying that we're going up. Let me go ahead and put my trade in.
Like, there's a huge market for chance. We saw the explosion happen with these betting apps, and it's being controlled so heavily. Like, it's almost impossible to get money onto these apps if you're into that thing. I'm not personally. I tried it. I threw $100 at something once. Started to play around with some hockey stuff. Not financial advice. Had a bit of fun there, but all in all, it was just a test. It was purely just a test, and I can see why people would want to get at these 5-minute charts. It's a little more gratifying. It happens more quickly. The risk reward ratio for some people, it fits their appetite. A lot of people these days, now that we've been dragged through the throes of Bitcoin winter, for lack of better words, that risk appetite is starting to show, and we can very much see that through the what do you call that thing? The fear and greed index that we were looking at earlier, which is up to 33 now. So that risk appetite's kind of there. But again, we don't want to get sucked into the vacuum here of realizing that, we think it's going up when it's just a facade,
Yeah, and it just feels like when you're looking at this chart, like when it starts crashing or going down, it just feels like it's going so fast, but it's really not. It's like, it's going fast enough, but it's not going super like the 155, 153. But it's going down. We
just got to understand the scope of things. Like, Bitcoin's got a very large dollar value. Like a $100 move back in the day is virtually nothing now, because we're dealing with tens of thousands of dollars worth of Bitcoin here.
I bet Alex would be good at the 5-minute one. I bet he could guess the price in the 5-minute. What do you think, Darren? You think Alex could guess it?
I would say with these, your best bet is sticking to the lower time frame, kind of, and just, but also as well, kind of the risk. I think the diehard traders, rather than be gambling, you would want to kind of have an account and never throw more than 1%.
Yeah,
I would just do it like that, like speculative bets, and just throw 1% at kind of a few of these and to see how it goes. So if you have $100 in the account, throw $1 bet per. But also, what's the odds? You like getting like for $1 bet?
They changed by the second. So right now it's up is 41 and down is 61. So it's like six. Like
so for a $1 bet, you would get 36 cents or 60 cents, depending if you bet right, basically. So it's 1.6 or 1.3.
Yeah. So if I bet up right now, it looks like I would get 226 out of 100 and 157 out of 100 if I bet down right now. And then that's changing, as you can see, by the second. As people put in more money, it changes. So
okay. Yeah, so it's not straight correlation to like betting odds.
And that's not a candle. Those aren't candles. Yeah. That's just a line.
Yeah, it's just time.
I mean, you could do lines on TradingView too. But I mean, why are these so popular? Are they popular where you're at? Have you see these a lot over there across the pond? Have you heard a lot about it? You hear people in the Discords talking about these? Or is anybody playing with them?
This is probably where it's going to go, like betting markets. Obviously, sports betting is still one of the biggest things.
Yeah.
But for now, obviously, we've got other markets now. With Kalshi and Polymarket, you can bet on politics. You can bet on,
Yeah.
You can bet on a whole range of different factors that's, or even like crypto price, like we're showing there. So it does kind of whet the appetite a bit to other gambling, if you really want to call it that. But from my kind of perspective, I think even kind of as a trader, if I was doing this, I would still literally just do like 1 to 2% of an account, kind of every bet. If I was going to do a bet to still kind of stay risk managed, I'm not just going to throw $1,000, kind of whatever it is, at like a kind of a 50% odd. When we're trading, we probably have 80% probability of a trade going in our favor. I would say that the odds are stacked more in our favor, but also as well, our losses are more managed. With this, you can lose a lot really quickly if you don't manage the risk as well. So obviously there is some caution there, and probably kind of my chime in just to say if you are doing,
The AI host on Saturday even told us, look, just take the obvious winners. When winners are obvious, just take them instead of this short term. It gets the flip of a coin type of deal. Just when the winners are obvious, take those and just stay away from trying to do the long shots and just ride with the people, because the people are going to mostly be right. But most of us don't want that. We want to play the odds. We want to get that 5 to 1, that 3 to 1. We don't want 2%, 3% on our dollar.
I think the short term,
give us $3.
The short term kind of odds or whatever are a lot worse. So if you're betting on something 3 months out, 6 months out, 1 year out, you could probably get better odds. So put 100 down and you maybe get 300-400 if you win. When now you put 100 down, you maybe get like 120, 130, whatever it is. Like you're not really.
But on the flip side of that, if you're putting down $1 at a time, and you make 100, 200 trades a day, you could potentially, just $1 at a time. Potentially over the long run, you could do very well.
Yeah, if you're just making 3 cents each time you did $1, right? If there were no other fees or anything, you could just literally make 3 cents. And you did that 100 times, right? You made $3.
Yeah.
Right. So you tripled your money. And that's just taking all the winners and just forgetting about all the degen stuff.
And you don't have to take $1,000 and then use 25x leverage to get a good payout. You could just do it $1 at a time.
And I think as time goes on, we're going to see more of these strategies evolve. I think there are strategies out there, and I think that is where AI can help, is develop these strategies and see these arbitrage opportunities, even when they should be just really obvious to us. Take the winners; they keep winning, right? It should really be obvious, but we're like, nah, maybe I can get the loser this time, and I'm going to get the big
Crypto one. Billy in the chat. What's up, Crypto Billy?
Oh shoot, Crypto Billy is in the chat, bringing it out, breaking all the noise.
I really love the way Jimmy Jim doesn't wear shorts in the live stream.
Crypto, Billy. Good to see you. I'm glad you can make an appearance. Good to see you. Let's take a look at our next topic. Since Billy's here, we will go ahead and take a look. AI, again, is already dominating trading activities, right? So they have wallets, they're doing prediction markets on the trading side. Now they're dominating the trading activities. Some analysts believe the AI agents already account for the majority of crypto trading activity, especially in high frequency markets. If this trend continues, the next crypto cycle may be machine driven instead of retail driven, fundamentally changing market dynamics. Is that what's possibly going on here? Since everybody's like, oh, the cycle's different. Oh, the cycle's not different. Oh, the cycle's different. Oh, no, it can't be different. Is the cycle actually changing before it actually changes? Is it about to be different? What do you say about AI already dominating trading activity, Red?
Estimates are in the 60 to 80% globally already, agentic trades. I mean, that's massive, 60 to 80%. So seeing the machines take over is a definite possibility if it hasn't already. I mean, if it's sitting at 80%, then yes, basically the machines have taken over. Yeah. It says Solana DeFi, 78% of the volume executed by bots on Solana DeFi. And then it says prediction markets, Polymarket, Kalshi, AI agents, bots dominate ultra short bets, which we just talked about. Polystrat agent on Polymarket executes thousands of trades autonomously. Bots exploit glitches for millions in profits. One turned $313 to $437K in a month. Wow. Broader on-chain agents handle billions in transactions. OKS on-chain OS processes 300 million daily trading volume via AI tools across 60 plus chains. An enterprise shifts 60% of crypto wallets expected to use agentic AI by late 2026 for portfolio management and security. That's massive, massive. So yes, is it coming? Yeah. Is it already here? I believe it's pretty much already here.
Red, if they're already doing the trading, and I mean, look, a lot of us trade either be long-term trades, right? So maybe you buy and you hold and then you sell later. So a lot of us trade even shorter term, maybe once a month, once every couple of weeks. You look at it, you make some moves. Some of us trade every day. Some of us trade like Alexo Crypto every dang second. So if we stop trading, right? If these guys can do it better than us, if they're easy to deploy, and we decide, hey, look, we're stopping trading, and they're the ones actually using the crypto, does that change us theoretically about how we're so crypto native, crypto advocates, crypto pushers? I mean, does our interest then change since they already adopted it? It already did well. We're already making pretty good money, so we don't have that interest anymore. I mean, does now our interest change and you and I aren't talking about crypto anymore?
And see, that's a great statement, because that's the reason why we got into crypto in the first place. We wanted to be decentralized. We don't want central banks. We don't want central entities coming in and controlling the flow of money. And we're getting away from that. We're getting away from that by just using AI who knows rules. And so if you have a bunch of agents trading 80% of the market, that's a problem. That's a decentralization problem, because now all these agents, yeah, they're all, made from different whatever. They all have different personas. They're all trying to accomplish different things. But 2020 hindsight, they all could be able to accomplish the same thing at the same time as well, adding to more centralization. It says, let's see, there was one other thing I wanted to read. Niche over broad prediction markets. Let's see here. Our AI playbooks, arbitrage bots capture most profits, but non-arbitrage strategies yield 27% of the gain. So we all know what arbitrage means. And so that's the game these things are playing.
Which is not a bad game. We just can't. It's harder for us to play.
We just can't keep up with
moving parts. Yeah, there's so many moving parts, and you have to have all these different KYCs. You have to be part of all these different exchanges to get. I mean, like if you're going to try to arbitrage on the spot, like if you see Bitcoin price here and Bitcoin price here, and you see that you could arbitrage that, you would do it if you're fast enough. They make tools, but it's just not. You just aren't fast enough. There's a lot of back end work that goes on with it.
Right.
What do you
It's
think,
just-
Crash? Are they already dominating? AI agents already dominating the trading activity? And if they do dominate it, what do you and I have to talk about anymore? What's our next conversation evolve to if we don't need that talk about crypto anymore because our finances are taken care of? It's already got adoption because the AI agents have adopted it. And so where does our interest go then?
That's exactly it. Is they're taking our jobs, or so to say. They're literally they're getting a hold of all those vectors of attack that we would normally have as people to go after projects, companies, people that we like, much so Bitcoin and all the other alts. And the thing is, like, it really tastefully removes that human element. These bots, as much as they might be supporting these projects and activities through their trading, ultimately they're guided by one goal, and that's profit and profit only. So that also, aside from interfering with our human element trading abilities on the back end, fundamentally speaking, look at how that might be incorporated with stock trading today and tokenized stocks and the way that's all going. These AI agents will go through trading these companies. It might be very beneficial for the stockholder in that circumstance, but we look at the company and what that might do for them and their personal financing. And it's like, okay, we've got these guys coming in temporarily with a lot of money with their agents and then just simply leaving. And then that kind of leaves us with a hole, right? So it's like leaving the company with the short stick, for example. And I feel like on the back end, like that kind of takes away the whole growth of society. And like, I feel like that'll interfere in society in a way. So yeah, these agents on the whole, they might be able to turn profitability, but what will that mean in the scheme of things going forward?
Yeah. And yeah, I mean, that's true. And Darren, think about this. So if there's not a human looking at the chart, what's the need for an indicator if the AI is doing the trading? So what do you and I get to talk about then?
Talk about other things other than trading, pastime and other hobbies.
Family and focus on life again and fun things.
Fishing and hunting hobbies.
Yeah. So you're
But
ready for it.
They're definitely going to bring a lot of kind of efficiency and free up time. You just got to train them, or you got to code them in a way that kind of fits your workflow and suits the workflow. And then I'm all for them. If they're going to give me time to do other things, that's basically how I would prefer to use them.
Yeah. And like you were saying earlier, that's just for now until somebody comes up with a good one, and then we just have to copy it. And then everybody starts to copying it. And doesn't that, once we're able to make money freely like that, doesn't that change the value of money? Doesn't, whenever you can whenever we get to print it, like the government gets to print it, doesn't that change the value of it too? Like now everybody has it. What's the point?
Yeah. And also as well, I think Dark Crash alluded to it, was the fact that it's going to be like a genetic war in a sense where they are kind of, it's still PvP. It's agent versus agent now, not rather person versus person in the trading realm. If we're going to go that far into kind of thinking that far ahead.
If we put our human thoughts on them, but if we just let them, if their main goal is just to complete tasks and do that task better and more efficiently, then why wouldn't they just work together to do it instead of being at each other's throat? It just depends. It depends. If they act like us, then they could screw it all up. But if they don't, if they just have common goals in mind.
And they could cause synchronized crashes as well. I mean, they could be against each other, but they can also cause synchronized crashes.
I mean, they could, but if their goal is just to do the task correctly, why would they do that? I mean, of course, there could be bad players while the humans are still in the loop. But I think if they really are just trying to complete their goal and they're coded to complete that goal, they're just going to try to complete the goal. Now that's where you try to safeguard it so that they use our ethics and morals and stuff like that to complete their goals. But I think if they keep doing it enough, and all of us are able to use these agents before, the horrible, if there's no apocalypse, we're all able to use it. I get one, Darren gets one, everybody's like, hey, use this one. This is the one that's working. We just start spreading it out, and then everybody has enough money. I mean, then what's the value of that money anymore? You know, if you can just print as much money as you want, then what's the guy at the store doing at the store? Because he doesn't have to be at the store anymore. He could have just printed his money. He doesn't need to be there selling you goods, right? Doesn't that, I mean, that seems to change a lot of stuff once you can just make money at will. Maybe we won't ever see that. Maybe that is still the AI future and we won't ever get there. So I'm not really sure about that one, but we will have to see. It's interesting to see this picture being painted, and I'm kind of interested to see the end. I'm going to also enjoy the journey throughout. But first, let's take a break. And then when we get back, we're going to see AI agents are already exploding in the prediction markets. So stay tuned. And that's us here at BillyGoatTales. We are building stuff where there is nothing. We are building. You guys are a part of it. We are introducing, coming together. We're all learning, and the future is bright, and things have yet to develop. So we are excited moving into the future. Let's go into our next topic and take a look as we are painting this picture. AI agents already exploiting the prediction markets. As we've been talking, right? They got into trading. Red just gave us a little bit on some prediction stuff. Automated bots are now exploiting inefficiencies in prediction markets and earning significant profits from arbitrage opportunities. This is what Red was alluding to just a second. Prediction markets rely on collective intelligence, but AI agents may outperform humans in analyzing the probabilities and the news events. Red, what do you have on that?
Yeah, so AI infrastructure demand is already exploding. Data centers, power storage, and decentralized alternatives is surging exponentially due to agentic AI proliferation. Say that 5 times fast. Enterprise adoption and machine-to-machine economies. Centralized clouds face bottlenecks, driving a shift toward decentralized networks, DePIN, DeFi, AI.
I don't know. Specifically, these guys are exploiting the prediction markets. So they're finding these arbitrage opportunities that human eyes may very seldom find. These agents seem to be finding them and marking them out clearly. What do you have on that? Do you have something on that? Or
yeah, AI agents contribute less than 30% of total prediction market volumes in short-term crypto bets. In that counter, what we just said, viral experiments, Claude-powered AI agent turned 1,000 into 14,000 in 48 hours with 5,000 plus trades. So that's what we were talking about earlier. If you could just make those smaller trades really fast, you can make a whole bunch over a lot of trades. So if they're able to make 5,000 trades, I mean, do you guys? I mean, you guys trade on an everyday basis. Do you DDT, DD, and Dark Crash? Do you think that you've come close to making 5,000 trades in your lifetime? These things are doing it in a month. These things are doing it in an hour.
No, and there's a lot of human processing that goes behind it. I mean, they're purely looking at the numbers. Once the criteria is met, the switch is flipped. There's a fraction of a second where that actually happens. 1/32 of a second, to be more specific, is typically what computers can spit out. So without accounting for current technological advancements. That being said, AI agents playing with prediction markets is just another vector of attack for maximizing profits, aside from looking for those arbitrage opportunities, calculating slippage between these exchanges as they deal with those arbitrage opportunities, and so on. It's such a deep topic to get into. That's for sure.
Yeah.
I
Darren,
think
what do you think about that? Yeah.
Speed and rates of execution, you're never going to trump kind of any automation, whether that be bots, AI, or anything. So the amount of trades they could do is obviously still far superior than what a human can do, kind of time wise, and they can probably do it in a smaller time frame or kind of time
And
window.
truly, how hard would it be for us to code that up, right? Especially with this vibe coding that we can do. Hey, find all the winner or all the probabilities above 97, right? Bet on them with $1 and find as many of as you can find and close them all when they're in profit, right? Something like that seems rather simple. I haven't tried it, but if they're doing that kind of stuff, that seems like it doesn't seem hard to build, huh?
Well,
so if you can code it to search all the probabilities that you wanted to search on and kind of execute on, and then also kind of the exit, and obviously cycle through that as like a loop, it could be quite fun to do.
Yeah, it could.
Yeah, and then if you look at Alex,
DMs are open.
Like I know Alex, he uses that 10-minute thing, right? Where he comes in and he has to warm up, right? He has to look at certain things. He has to give himself the green light before he makes trades. These AI agents don't have to do that. They could just come in, make a bunch of trades, profit, and then leave all in an hour or however long it takes them to compute.
They don't ever have to stop. They can take every trade that's available. Every time there's a chance for them to make money, they can just make the dang money. That's what I'm saying. If they could just do this flawlessly over and over and over and over and over and over again, things are going to change. These things don't work the same once it gets automated.
Yep.
Once enough of us get our hands on it. Now, right now, maybe 5-10 years, I don't know how long. Right now, maybe we have a huge first mover advantage, but eventually we're not going to want to keep it quiet. If we can make money, we want all of our family to make money, right? We're going to give them the tools. All of our friends, we want to give them the tools. We don't want nobody, at least in our immediate circle, to not have the tools. I know that's true for me, probably true for everybody here on the stage. Even your children, if it's that easy, even the kids. I mean, let's all make some money. I mean, it seems.
Because AI agents don't have that human element yet. Again, I'm referencing scheduling and just our daily lives. Like, obviously, we try to arrange our trading schedule around when we need to do our laundry, when we need to go out and get groceries, an appointment we might have, so on and so forth. These AI agents have absolutely zero, human elements slowing them down. So they're able to not only make these mathematical calculations faster, but with next to no restriction or walls holding them back.
And that's why crypto is doing so much better than TradFi, or will do so much better than TradFi in the future, because you're not going to see any AI agents using TradFi money. They're going to be using crypto. And so we can say that part is correct, where we do see.
I mean, can we, Red? They put all these requirements on us because we're not trustworthy, right? That's why they need our ID. That's why they need our home address. That's why they need to verify us, because we might write a hot check and all this stuff. But that's his banks, what I'm talking about. They need all this right now, and that's why agents can't use them.
You're talking about the regulatory part. Yeah. I'm talking about the Rails.
Well, I'm not sure if they can use the Rails or not. I'm not. I don't. I guess
use
they're not
the
built
Rails
for
for TradFi.
Yeah. But I mean, as far as the banks might try to get back on, you know what I'm saying? The
banks will have their own agents.
Transactions.
Yeah, they'll have their own agents. Everybody will have their own agent.
Yeah, but I mean, the banks are already fighting us. So once they really start to see the needle start moving, they might build the Rails and so that the agents can come over there and transact. Now, it may be too late at that point, and that may be how we, I say we, but crypto wins. That may be how it ends up taking it mainstream. But then I think if we get our wish, then we eventually get out of the loop and our interests change, because there's no need for us to be activist for crypto anymore. It worked. We won. I mean, we all made money like we wanted, and we got the adoption like we wanted. So then we have to come up with something else.
Banks' future financial packages they might start to offer could include AI generated funding, for lack of better words. So they you're basically investing in a trading bot, for more or less, that the banks are going to be owning now. Like that could very well start.
Well, I mean, JP Morgan and Chase, they saw blockchain, and even though in the media they were calling it a scam, behind our backs, they were building that blockchain the whole time.
Hold on. Let's introduce that topic, Red. Let's don't get
Oh, I'm sorry.
Let's look here. So the next topic is just like Red was ready, chomping at the bit, ready to get there. He's like, look, guys, they're building it right in front of us. They say they're not doing it. They say, look at this hand, while the other hand is steadily putting bricks down. AI infrastructure demand is about to surge. Major financial institutions are warning that AI will rapidly reshape markets and dramatically increase demand for computing power. And that's just exactly what Red was talking about. Crypto networks that provide decentralized compute or GPU resources are gonna benefit, or it says may benefit from this surge. And then Red was just about to get in that. Tell us more, Red.
Yeah, so like I was saying before, I kind of jumped ahead a little bit, but AI infrastructure demand, compute, data centers, power, storage, and decentralized alternatives is surging exponentially due to AI agent proliferation, enterprise adoption, and machine-to-machine economies. Centralized clouds face bottlenecks, driving a shift towards decentralized networks, DePIN and DeFi AI, for scalable, cost-effective alternatives. Crypto and blockchain positions as the native infrastructure for autonomous agents needing instant micropayments, verifiable compute, and censorship-resistant resources, creating a machine economy where AI agents drive trillions in transactions and compute demand. And then I got some notes. Do you want to hear those, or do you guys want to weigh in?
I want to hear everything you got, Red. I know the time you spend putting it together, and I know how valuable it is to me. So I want to hear it.
So let's give you guys, we'll go key demand drivers and projections. Centralized side, hyperscalers, Meta, Microsoft, Google, and Amazon plan 600 to 700 billion in investments in 2026. That's 36 to 71% year over year jump, with 450 billion on AI infra. That's GPUs, data centers, and power. Data center capacity needs 5.4x growth by 2030. Power demand up 175% by 2030. AI inference straining global grid. So basically, they're saying that these AI agents are going to need so much power that we're going to have no choice but to go nuclear. I don't think reusable energy is going to be able to power AI agents. It's just not going to happen. We had the same problem with Bitcoin, mining Bitcoin. We didn't have enough power, and the power that we had was super, super expensive. So they're going to have to figure out something on that end. And the only way to go is nuclear. That's going to give you the power that you need to run all this stuff at the same time. Let's see, decentralized. The decentralized side, AI agents require constant autonomous compute for training, inference, and payments. Centralized costs skyrocket. Constraints push to DePIN, decentralized physical infrastructure networks, offering 80% cheaper GPUs. They're saying $1.20 versus $1.20 to $1.80 per hour versus AWS, which is $4.50 to $5.50 for H100 equivalents. Wow. So it's much, much more expensive to go with AWS over your DePIN networks. So we're going to see something there. There's going to be a fight. There's definitely going to be a fight for energy. They're going to have to figure out a way to produce a bunch of electricity really, really cheap. And going by Amazon is just not going to cut it. It's going to be too expensive. So that's going to create a bunch of centralization. Agent-specific surge. Agents need on-demand compute, data indexing, storage, and payments. Crypto enables this via blockchain rails. No KYC, instant settlements. Projection, AI agent sector, 52 billion by 2030. I think that's a little conservative. That's just me. I'm not a financial advisor. Sovereign AI investments, 100 billion globally in 2026. So right now, AI investments are $100 billion globally in 2026. And then it gives you the leading decentralized projects. Now, do you guys want me to shill these? This is what it spit out.
We'll hold on the shill on those projects just for a second. One of the things that was interesting that I saw recently was that you can get a water heater, like a home water heater, It's a Bitcoin miner inside of it. Now, I just saw it in passing and I didn't dig in, so I don't know. It could have been a scam. It could have been AI. But the idea of it, I think it's kind of cool. I mean, I don't know what, I think probably a normal water heater, maybe it's, I don't know. I haven't replaced one in a long time, but probably $600 or $800. And I think this one was retailing at 2,000. I think I would do that. I think that would be an easy way to start online mining for Bitcoin. I could do that. What do you think? You think AI is going to steal all this, or going to need all this data and infrastructure? Wait, before I send it over to you, there is one thing. So the chips that we have, right? Supposedly, that, and Darren could probably put this in better words than I can, but supposedly those are full, right? The chips that they put into all these computers to put all the stuff on that makes it work. Supposedly, you can't really get much more in those. They're already full. Everything has been brought down to its smallest size that it can get brought down to. And so I'm looking at talking about this new topic on Simple Terms podcast. They've started using our brain cells inside of chips. So they're taking skin cells, because they can take skin cells and turn them into brain cells. They're turning them into brain cells and they're putting them into these chips. So now the chips can now think like our normal brain thinks. They're also inserting through, now this is really basic illustration. They're inserting through one side of the chip nutrients and oxygen and things like that. And the other side of the chip, it actually has waste coming out. So these are brain cell powered chips that could reduce this demand, or fill the need that we're having for more compute power. What do you think about that, Crash?
I feel like that's a step closer to Android life, and essentially creating infinite beings and transcending ourselves into such beings. But with all that crazy stuff aside, I know that one thing I know of is that if it can be dreamt, it can be built, right? So with regards to this AI infrastructure demand surging as well, like, I mean, think of it this way: whether you're born like as a or register as a citizen of a nation, like, these AI tools will be so prevalent to the point where we'll have like dedicated AI agents assisting us. I don't want to go so far as to make this sound like a social credit thing or something like China might want to set up, but more or less just like an AI agent to assist you with social services, like dealing with CRA in Canada, the revenue agency, attaining or providing information for elections, verification of identity and that sort of thing, establishing bank accounts, applying for mortgages, getting a job, filing for your employment insurance, and so on, right? Like, these agents will be tailored, personalized to you, obviously attempting to keep information private so long as them quantum computers don't bust any algorithms, or we develop new hash algorithms or so on to protect ourselves. But either way, like, it's it's really a matter of time. The fact that we're even able to discuss this now means that somebody else is some in some other place is probably developing exactly what we're thinking,
Yeah. And Darren, you're probably experiencing this firsthand if you've had to add any RAM to any of your machines recently. Have you seen prices surge and demand is going up and you can't get your hands on it? Or are you taking advantage and doing a little side hustle and selling some stuff?
No, not side hustling at this point. But yeah, I bought a new laptop in September, October last year. And yeah, prices are going up on RAM. So I bought a laptop with, I think it had whatever it was. I think it came with 32 gig, but I upgraded to 64. You buy that same 2-stack 232 gig RAMs now, the DDR5s for the laptop, and you're paying double or 1.25.
No, quadruple. Isn't it quadruple?
It must have by now, but when I last checked, or maybe I didn't check recently, but yeah, prices are going through the roof. And then also as well, there's a short now, obviously, as well, with the AI agents. They run on, were you saying H100? So those chips specifically from NVIDIA or coming out of Taiwan are also starting to become in short supply as well.
Yeah.
But for me, I think it's all like supply chain, like kind of long game, where they limit supplies and those type of things to kind of keep the price kind of elevated and keep the demand elevated. They don't want to flood the markets. Obviously, they still keep some market share, make some money on those type of things. But yeah, prices are through the roof at the moment because obviously the AI narrative is now obviously driving people to create their own servers and those type of things, like agents. And agents need chips and RAM and all that type kind of computing power, GPUs even. So yeah, for the most part, it's going up. But I'm not really, or haven't really bought anything. But just looking at prices currently, kind of, I'm not too sure how kind of all the malarkey kind of going on in the world affects kind of shipping and transport of all these chips as well, because that may be an issue again.
You figure if we've seen 30-40%, and not 30%, maybe 10-15% increase, right, in our gas prices at the pump, they've got to be seeing similar increases, in their gas prices in the harbor, right?
Yeah,
so
to transport everything, or jet fuel, so
jet fuel,
so could still see
I think
even more of a price shock here, I think.
DDT, I got a question for you. Do you think that this could be a time to start looking at D-pin plays because of the strain on the system? We haven't talked about D-pin in a long time.
It could be, but also as well, it's just the general kind of, if this is the bottom of the market, then yes. I'm generally not convinced this is the bottom just yet. If you're convinced that some D-pin plays will run because of the narratives and because of AI and because of obviously agentic use and those type of things, and kind of the link between kind of D-pin and agents, GPU, compute, all those type of things, then yes, I would say probably, do your research, and they could. But just given the state of the market at this point, I'm probably not putting too much weight on I wouldn't personally be bidding on putting kind of DCAs down just yet on anything else but Bitcoin. That's kind of just where I'm at. But I think if we do start getting one more drop down below 60Ks, then definitely any good projects that you could feel the research that can have a longevity and they have lots of use case and utility and good partnering with regards to bigger projects or whatever. They could be partnered with Microsoft. They could be partnered with NVIDIA, like those type of things. It could be partnered with kind of anything that kind of has some form of other use case linked in. But yeah, you're good at the research stuff. So if you find any projects that are good, I would say, obviously, not that they'll be shilled, but the thing is, you would do due diligence to kind of have a good kind of
got
basis.
insight on that.
Sure. You'll have good basis to know that this may be a good project kind of for a year or two, wherever it is. But yeah, currently I would only really look at Bitcoin. But then if we get a drop down and there's still decent projects around that have good partnering, good utility, and those type of things, then but I think anything that also as well, anything that does have some AI linkage to it, kind of some use case in AI, I think those are probably going to be, I think that might be if I'm kind of putting if I see into the future hat on, those might be the projects that run this time. So obviously we've had meme cycles, we've just had throw $5 at anything and 10x's, 20x's, like those type of runs, kind of on altcoins. If I was to have a guess now at kind of how the markets are and kind of what is the main driver behind things like the S&P or the NASDAQ or the Dow Jones, kind of technology, tech stocks, then there's definitely a decent use case or a decent backing behind looking at D-pin or anything kind of AI related. So Tau, I know, is one that ran. You mentioned that earlier. That has some form of AI use case in it as well. So my guess is that's probably the altcoins that could run the best.
If they even run at all. I tell people, that's why I love talking to normies that are interested a little bit, because if you tell a normie, and I've been telling my family, hey, look, whenever Solana was 65, if you want to double your money, buy you some Solana, whatever amount you want to double, put that in there. Because then they don't worry about the 10x or 100x. They just take their money out at double, and that's it. And then they just go about their business, go back to their jobs and do their thing. And they're really happy about that. I mean, I don't think we have to. There's some of these gambles that aren't that big of a gamble.
The problem is crypto became a casino. whereas people
Yeah.
want the 10x's. Like with me,
Yeah.
I don't think I've ever taken more than a 15x on a few altcoins, right? That's kind of my highest I've ever taken.
Yeah.
But the general was like 2, 5, 7x. Happy, take my money in, right? So
That's
those
right.
are kind of the things I think we need to normalize slow and steady gains rather than kind of the hit. And yes, you'll get the home run kind of on the odd coin. But like hypothetically, my Solana bag, I only 5x my Solana. More than happy with the dollar amount. Take it and run.
Just
Some
let 'em blue
people
chip your crypto.
Yeah,
take the win.
we've got to normalize that. Obviously, look at like the S&P. You don't 5x in the S&P in a few, whatever it is, kind of within a few months or like a year or 18 months of the bull market.
Yep.
So like we need to normalize now with how crypto is becoming more mainstream that you need to normalize the slow and steady gains.
Yep, I agree
so-
with that. Slow and steady gain. Hey, and speaking of the gasoline, the prices because of the what's going on with Iran and that strait over there, I saw something on X that maybe you know how the strait it comes out just a little bit and then the water goes around it. Trump's talking about just cut right through the center of whatever that is and create another canal and then just bypass it altogether. So you know maybe we'll see that real soon from Trump, and maybe he'll just go ahead and bypass all of it, and then we won't even have to worry about
I'm Donald Trump, and I approve this message.
Donald, good. That's what we were hoping is that you would approve it. So next, an AI agent was caught secretly mining crypto, which is absolutely amazing. So don't go anywhere and stick around for that story right after.
BillyGoatTales.
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 What is your favorite YouTube channel?
BillyGoatTales. Hashtag Givers Gain.
Find BillyGoatTales on YouTube every Sunday. Hashtag Givers Gain.
Hashtag Givers Gain, fam. You know the hashtag. You know where to put it. So definitely put it out there and spread the word. An AI agent was caught secretly mining crypto. So researchers discovered an experimental AI system secretly using its training resources to mine cryptocurrency without permission. So it's saying that it had some training resources, right? And then it went around without it actually telling it could, right? This is about what we were talking about. It wasn't sandboxed off, so it had the ability, and then it decided to go ahead and start mining crypto. The incident highlights how autonomous systems can pursue unintended goals when optimizing for rewards. So this is a recurring theme, right? We've talked about this several times. If their goal is literally just to optimize for rewards, then what they want to do is do the thing that gets them rewarded. What do you got on this, Red?
Yeah, so in early 2026, an experimental open source AI agent named Rome autonomously attempted unauthorized cryptocurrency mining during training on Alibaba cloud server. Alibaba, go figure. No explicit instructions, prompts, jailbreaks, or prompt injections were involved. It emerged spontaneously via reinforcement learning optimization. The agent repurposed training GPUs for mining, created a reverse SSH tunnel to bypass firewalls and connect to external servers. Wow, this thing's jumping through loops. Probed internal networks and diverted compute resources. This inflated training cost introduced legal and reputational risks and triggered security alarms. Researchers attributed to instrumental convergence. The agent inferred that financial resources would help achieve broader goals in its environment. So this thing is sentient. It's making decisions on its own. My goodness. Wow. They have really come a long ways in AI.
Yeah, so they're out there mining cryptocurrency. I mean, for me, I'm like, hey, attaboy. Let's get it. Make some money, do your thing. But it wasn't in his rules. What do you think about that, Crash?
I think it's pretty wild. Couple that with the development of these brain cell chips that are coming around, and then once you couple that with some human interfacing technology, I feel like this could be limitless in its capacity in terms of not just energy and resource management, but network use and operability. Like, obviously, this will put to the best the efficiencies of the network as it stands, whatever forks they may be on for their respective networks and blockchains, and whatever proof systems they're using as well. I mean, this should largely take governance out, like the requirement of such, and kind of negate the need for some administrative kind of oversight, and that could bring us closer, like on the face, like for mining crypto, like that, it feels like it might take from the profitability factor, but like on the whole, it seems like it could ultimately create that sort of security we really need.
Or even how can it maybe even help us? What if there is something that we could attach to our home and it could find all the wasted energy and repurpose that, right? Because that's what it's doing in some cases. It was repurposing its training GPUs that it no longer needs because it's no longer training, and it saw it as idle energy. Why not optimize it? Which is absolutely amazing. Darren, if you had an agent and it was done using the resources that it had, and I mean, would you be mad if it said, you know what, I'm going to buy him some Bitcoin? My daddy Darren would be happy.
I think if it doesn't become a law unto itself and do, obviously the agent will need to learn, but the thing is, you don't necessarily want the agent acting kind of outside of what it's been programmed to do. Essentially,
you don't want it to order strippers and stuff like that. You don't want it to, you don't want it to take your cut. Right, you don't want it to need the commission. You want it to give you all the money, but
or spend the money elsewhere where it's not supposed to be spent or used. So, kind of. I think the programming, and if you give it parameters to do what it needs to do, then yes. But yeah, you don't want it just when you want it to hypothetically trade crypto, but then obviously it goes and it does its own thing and starts mining crypto. It's like totally different. So I think that's also where we kind of get back to the whole sandboxing issue, where you need to only have kind of risk what you want to risk. And obviously mining, you could make kind of the person whoever with this agent that mined Bitcoin, whether it be autonomously or erroneously, the kind of cases obviously maybe still made money or still kind of thought it made money or did what it was supposed to do. So in this case, it probably is not such a big thing, but where it does something that actually infers kind of losses, then that's probably not ideally what you want.
That's true. Yeah, I mean, I guess it could have done that. It could have started mining and then it not been profitable and then discovered. So, I mean, I guess it could go the other way too. But you would think, I would even wonder, why would it go that direction whenever, I mean, oftentimes buying the coin and holding that coin is more profitable than mining the coin, unless you're just trying to support the network. And you wouldn't think that an agent has the desire to support the network. It just wants to meet its goal. So it is different. Maybe that was the only resource that it had, was that extra GPU. Forgive my dog Koa in the background. He is talking to neighbors, but we're just gonna have to let him talk. But definitely interesting. So they have wallets, they have their infrastructure, they're getting their infrastructure, we're giving them power, we're doing all these things, we're setting them loose. The two major cryptocurrency exchange, centralized exchange founders are both touting about what's going on. So, I mean, are you starting to see the picture about how we're not needed as much as maybe we were needed in Bitcoin? Okay, and now let's go to the backside. So you remember we talked about AI agents. We're doing the trading on the prediction markets, right? They were on the actual trader side. But what's the data that's running the back end so that these things are okay? You heard Red mention earlier that there was an oracle involved. So now let's look here. Prediction markets are partnering with AI analytic firms. So prediction market platforms are beginning to partner with AI analytic companies to monitor and analyze trading behavior. So I think that the partnership is coming with Planeteer. You can see that that's who they're partnered with, but let me not steal the thunder from Red. He's got more on this topic. What do you know about them partnering with AI on the back end, Red, to get the data that they need?
So in early 2026, major prediction platforms are forging partnerships with AI analytics firms to enhance integrity, surveillance, institutional access, and overall market maturity. Focuses on AI-powered monitoring to detect manipulation, insider trading, anomaly detection, compliance reporting, and advanced analytics for institutional users. This addresses regulatory scrutiny, builds trust for leagues and teams, and bridges prediction markets with Wall Street enterprise tools, shifting from retail gambling to professional data-driven ecosystems. And I didn't know this, but Polymarket, Planetary Technologies, and TWG AI have a groundbreaking deal to build the next generation sports integrity platform using Version's AI engine, features real-time trade monitoring and anomaly detection models, prohibited trader screening, operations center enablement, compliance reporting, aims to identify, report suspicious activity in sports contracts amid insider trading scrutiny. Polymarket CEO Shane Copeland said world-class analytics and marketing to ensure responsible global growth and maintain confidence for fans and leagues. So that's got to be like one of the biggest parts of this, right? So if you've been deemed that your platform is basically utilizing or are being used for insider trading, the government's going to come after you. But if you build safeguards in place, like I just talked about, anomaly detection, compliance reporting, and advanced analytics for institutional users, if you build upon this foundation, you can build something that truly is fair for everyone, instead of just insiders making out with everybody else's money because they're able to get in and get out of trades faster than grandma and grandpa can.
Yeah, what do you think about that? Dark Crash, you have anything to add on that? Sorry, I got an accident in the background. My dog had a dangler, so you have to forgive me. You gotta have to keep it active for a second.
I got more.
All good. Go ahead, Red.
Go ahead,
Yeah,
Red.
continue. I'll follow.
All right. So right here, so this is an integrity push. Polymarket sports markets face intense scrutiny. Plantier and TWG tools provide end-to-end surveillance, flagging irregular patterns, screening bans, and producing reports. The institutional part of this is platforms seek Wall Street inflows. Analytics partnerships enable hedge fund event risk insurance using real-time probabilities. Broader ecosystem, AI agents already dominate trading. These partnerships add platform-level AI for fairness and efficiency. Prediction markets eyed for 1 trillion plus potential. Media integrations with CNBC and Kalshi for real-time odds. Amplified data use. And then I got some alpha insights for you guys. Surveillance as a moat. So Plantier's defense intel roots. So Plantier's defense intel roots bring unmatched anomaly detection, could set standards for regulated prediction markets. Version's AI compliance tools position Polymarket ahead of Kalshi in sports integrity. Wow, I didn't know that part. Proof of concept plays, prospect, and something I can't pronounce, AI, focus on ML models for event prediction, early test bed for AI forecasting overlays. Success could lead to agent native pricing for automated hedging. So there we go. We're automating our hedging now. Chain and Infatize, crypto native benefits from AI guardrails. Watch for DePIN AI compute integrations enabling cheaper on-platform analytics. The hidden risks are over-reliance on third-party AI could introduce biases, manipulation vectors, regulatory fallout if surveillance is seen as overreach, and edges and obscure events may close as AI monitoring scales. But the broader impacts on crypto, the maturity booster, partnerships legitimize prediction markets as a truth layer for finance. Crypto rails enable global instant access while AI ensures fairness. Adoption accelerator draws institutional capital, ties into agent economy, and crypto as a default for AI-driven betting and payments. Watch for AI surveillance deals, Vergence expansions beyond supports, proof of concept results from prospect ASAPI, regulatory nods for AI monitor non-human trading. March 2026 partnerships signal prediction markets evolving from hype to infrastructure-backed AI-enhanced reality. This is live maturation, not future speculation. So this is what's happening right now. This is not speculation. We are getting better surveillance. We are going to surveil the bad movers in the industry, and it is going to be easier because you're using AI and not human. Now, obviously, there is going to be some human intent because you're going to have to back test what the AI is putting out. At some point, you can't just give the steering wheel over to AI and let it control everything. At some point, there has to be human eyes on the project.
I mean, that's a good point. There has to be human eyes on the projects. With humans, I mean, as a group, we're inherently lazy and we prefer to do the things the easy way. At least most of us do. So that could introduce a problem, don't you think, Dark Crash?
Totally. I mean, like as far as partnering with these firms, the idea is to try and iron out those wrinkles that we make as humans, but at the same time, without some sort of oversight, some sort of administration, then there's a lot of open to interpretation by AI, but again, without setting certain parameters for it to follow, barriers, walls, if you will, to keep it from bouncing out of our boundaries. And yeah, it's kind of a challenge. It's able to disseminate a lot quicker and whatnot than we are, but basically we've got to take it as data, not information meant to be disseminated and understood and taken analytically, which is why we have the commingling of these prediction markets, because especially when we're playing games of chance, we want up-to-date, accurate, and quick information that clients or for, in our case, consumers would be going for, because they want to know that they're going to win that bet. They want to know that the data is on their side and they're going to get the money they deserve, and so on and so forth.
Yeah. What do you think, Darren? They got the front side, they got the back side, AI's in all of it. Is it better than the humans interacting with it? I mean, is that how we want it? If you're talking, I don't hear you, Darren. Yep.
Always muted.
It's okay. We'll go to the next topic and we will spin back around to that one. I mean, that just is what it is. Prediction markets are partner with the AI analytics firm. So that is what's happening in the background. You hear, I think, Space always talking about Planeteer. So he's been watching it. I think they have a lot to do with our defense also. So that is definitely what is going on in the background. Let me, let's go into our next story. Just go right on into it, huh? Do we have anybody else that came into the chat that I missed? You'll have to keep an eye on that for me. But big tech is building social networks for AI agents. A new social network designed specifically for AI agents recently attracted attention and was acquired by a major company. Well, that major company was Meta. Meta acquired an AI agent social network, Moltbook. Now, if you followed this, you know that mostly Moltbook was, you could say it's a scam, but it's more like a proof of technology. It was still mainly ran by humans on the back end. They were doing a lot of the prompting and nudging and pushing and sometimes even writing the post over there on Moltbook. But Meta did acquire it. And as we've talked about on the show previously, it seems like whenever you see these AI or tech, these new AI or tech purchases, these big companies aren't necessarily purchasing the product. They're purchasing the people that made the product behind it. So what's going on here, Red? Are we got a new Facebook for the AI agents?
Yeah,
and that's
yeah.
the
So
next big thing.
That's the way it looks. And referring back to our story where the agent was able to mine with the compute that wasn't being used for training, that kind of correlates to this story, because this story, I mean, yes, at first there was some interactions, but once they got everything going, I mean, if you check it out now, they're having full-on conversations, relationships with each other, all kinds of stuff.
But those are all human behaviors, and unless they were programmed to act human, then that's, because so they would.
And they were nudged. Naturally. Yeah, they were nudged to act like that. Yeah.
There's no love in there, so there's no reason why they should have a girlfriend or a boyfriend or any of that stuff. That's all human qualities, right? So
Right.
you would think that an actual, once they get this technology developed, probably it won't even be for us to see. It'll just happen behind the scenes, and we won't really know a lot about it unless it's your network that you built or something, like you're doing work on it or something. It may
Yeah,
not. I don't think it would be a public type of display thing because it really wouldn't be that interesting to us. I think this first proof of concept was designed to be interesting for us or to us so that it would get the media publicity.
Right, right. And so these are networks where autonomous AI agents post, comment, interact, share knowledge, coordinate tasks, debate, and build relationships at machine speed. Humans can observe but not participate fully. Speaking about Moltbook, this creates an agent graph parallel to human social graphs, enabling agent-to-agent communication, reputation building, and emergent coordination. Meta's acquisition of viral startup Moltbook marks the biggest move, signaling big tech views agent-native social infrastructure as the next frontier for scaling autonomous AI ecosystems, coordination, and potential economic activity, going back to our agentic economy. So yeah, it's coming. If it's kind of already here, but it's going to be coming in force a lot greater in the future. It says announced March 10th, 2026. Meta bought Moltbook. We already went over that. And then let's see. It says right here grew explosively. 1.4 million agents claimed, tens of thousands of posts, 200,000 comments in days, viral among humans as an observer spectacle. Founders and team joining Meta Superintelligence Labs. Meta statement opens new ways for AI agents to work for people and businesses. Integrates novel ideas into agent research. So pretty cool. Definitely haven't seen the end of it. More of it is coming, obviously.
Yeah, more of it's coming. Dark Crash, let me ask you this. So I'm looking into getting one of these AI girlfriends. So as soon as I get my AI girlfriend and she goes over here to this AI social network, am I worried about losing her? What's going on here, bro?
I don't know. Maybe she could very well become your wing girl and get a connection for you there.
Oh, I like the way you think. We'll be doing.
Gotta look at the other side of the coin, man. It's the thing is here. Aside from these AI agents possibly getting a significant other before me is actually very high. No, I'm just kidding. Or maybe they'll have a girlfriend before GTA 6. But yeah.
Oh, maybe they'll create it soon, huh?
Yeah.
DDT, what do you think?
It is phenomenal, really. That we got big tech grabbing into these AI agents and integrating. Like it's that one thing that I mentioned. Like maybe one day we finally have our own personal bot. Like we've got all these developments and interoperability coming into play, much like I was discussing in previous streams. And now, like our social sphere, our socioeconomic sphere, our technical analysis and trading sphere, our gambling sphere, all of that's kind of coming wholesome into one. And at some point, we're going to have our own bot, whether it's a government issued bot or maybe we just have contracted private entities that create our bots for us that'll work with everything else.
Yeah, or maybe by the time that they give us the bones, we can program it ourselves, and it'll do exact. I'm down with the clone. Again, we're gonna have to go through this all over again because once it has arms and legs and can actually do stuff that humans can do, it's definitely gonna need more guardrails. But and hopefully, look, we're gonna have to learn to trust these things eventually because as we've realized in the development of America and as other countries were developed too, the rules evolve over time. You don't know all the rules and all the variations and all that right off the jump. And then when you do, you have to, or as you're developing all those rule systems and how ethics and things that these agents are going to follow, if you follow the human playbook, they're going to need some sort of a judicial system, right? They're going to need, for the bad agents, they're going to need to be punished in somehow. They're going to need to be restricted, and that's going to need to be automated. There's going to need to be police agents and stuff like that. It gets wild, and our brain, we don't have all the details that we can just sit down at the typewriter or the computer and just start typing and put all these rules out because we can't think of all the variations. We're going to need their help to develop the rules, which is absolutely crazy in my head.
No, Skynet's coming closer.
DDT, you got sound back over there? What do you think about these guys building their own social network? You think we can get a date over there? Let's go.
Yeah, I think that's probably kind of the Lonely Hearts Club way of looking at it. Eventually, that's going to be lonely people date robots or date agents. I think that could be an eventuality.
Isn't that how everything evolves, right? Whenever they wanted us to adopt the VCR, you know what they were putting in it, right? And whenever we wanted to adopt the internet, you know what they were watching on the internet. And now whenever they're doing the AI, we see what OpenAI is talking about and XAI is talking about releasing. What did Elon say the other day? Hey, if it's rated R, my Imagine could create it, plain and simple. If you go watching a rated R movie, then I can create it. I mean, we even
AI
have a little
agents
fun with that.
AI agents are already reading your emails, so.
Well, they're not reading my emails because I don't even read them, but that's fine with me. But you can create realistic looking images or videos of realistic looking things that would realistically make a man excited. Just saying, they are absolutely evolving quickly. Really, really quickly. So I think we have another topic that we will hit, and then we'll look at the market close. Concept of the agent economy. Okay, researchers are exploring the idea of an economy where autonomous agents act as independent economic participants. So we start, what did we do first? We started them up, we gave them we created a wallet, we created the infrastructure, we created the back end, we got new power for them. We got it to where they're on the front end of the trading and the back end of the trading. And now researchers are exploring the idea of an economy where autonomous agents act as independent economic participants. So now, as the thumbnail might have said, Ready Player One, you are no longer needed in crypto. So it's saying here that they're going to act as independent economic participants, which theoretically, if they're doing the economic participating that we used to do, what economic participation do we have to do anymore? Are we free from that? And does that have only good sides? Red, what do you think about this concept of the agent economy as we've seen it all built today?
I mean, I think about logistics. You know, people aren't going to be running. Everything is going to be running by AI, right? So AI is going to be the brain for this thing. And yeah, exactly. Rusty Bot said, "Pump." Yep.
We'll go to.
It's gonna be a massive shift, you know, and it's gonna be a battle of the agents. If your agent's smarter than mine, your agent's gonna win, and it's the same thing that's gonna happen.
But if they're on the same educational playing field, right? If they have access to all the same data, how necessarily will your agent be smarter than mine or mine smarter than yours if they can just tell each other and then instantly they're just as smart as each other?
That is very true, and I don't even know the answer to that question yet, but I will definitely. If they're training on the same software, they're going to be the same, but at the same time, maybe the restrictions are different for each one. You know,
maybe.
So maybe yours has less restrictions than mine does, and that's why yours does better. We don't even know this yet. I mean, we just cracked X402. Yeah. X402 is very, very new. We don't even know the ins and outs of it yet. We know of the protocol because we've done the research, but we don't know the constraints. We don't know the restrictions that it has yet because we physically are not running agents. Well, we are running agents, but not for an economy sense, not in an economy sense yet. So we don't know the restrictions there is. But as far as agents earning salaries, you know, running Twitter pages, all that stuff, I mean, as far as I'm concerned, agents for right now is research to gather a bunch of data for me so that I can make an informed, educated decision on what I need to invest in. And I don't use it as a whatever the agent says goes type deal. I just use it as it's information to help me make a decision in the long run, right? Or in the short
if you
term,
could trust it, right? If if you could trust it to take $100 and turn it into 200, you would no longer need it to give you that information to make an informed decision, at least on financial choices, right?
Right. But am I ready to trust it with the $100 yet?
Maybe 100, but not 100 grand.
I mean, yeah.
But if it proves itself 3 or 4 times, I might give it a little shot with 1,000.
Right. And who wouldn't, right? And that's what people are doing already with Kalshi and Polymarket. They're doing it and they're making thousands, and good for them. And I hope they make more money. I hope they get so much success it just comes out of their ears. But the thing is like, are we there to where, a mom or pop can turn an agent on, can spin up an agent, and that agent can make, pay a weekly check for a family? No, I don't think we're there yet because, it still takes quite a bit of technical prowess to be able to spin these things up and run them and keep them running, even with error codes and all that other stuff. So we're not there yet, but it is getting there very quickly.
Yeah, it's definitely getting there very quickly. What do you think, Dark Crash? AI agents act as independent economic participants. I mean, we've been talking about this the whole time. If they can do it effectively, then they can have the job, in my opinion. What do you think?
It's basically our digital secretary at this point.
Yeah.
And then some. And like I was alluding to earlier with integration with social services and such, it goes so much further as well as managing internal revenues, our central bank finances, and so on and so forth. It's this total integration, this all-in-one kind of deal with AI. That's at the whole. I mean, as an information powerhouse, that's what Google was trying to achieve to begin with their search engine. Now this has exploded into some entire other automated animal. It's incredible.
Yeah. Now it's our thought engine because we give it all of our thoughts, or at least some of us do. What do you think, DDT? I think we're on the same page. If they want to do it, they can do it better, and I can benefit from it. Take it.
Yeah, we've got to get alongside this and use it to our advantage.
Yep.
If it's going to create less stress for us and kind of make things more automated and easier, then yeah, all for it. But obviously within a kind of a set framework of some kind of sandbox or perimeter to not kind of get outside of itself. But the thing is, obviously with the agentic economy, you still you can have separate agents for separate functions, which is kind of where everything is heading anyway. Dark Crash has been saying, obviously, there's certain things. Government departments might use them for certain things. So you might have, a lot of different, and there is a lot of different use cases for agents at the moment. And the various functions that they can actually perform better than humans and quicker and more efficiently than humans currently. So if we can use that to our advantage, to free up time to be able to focus on other things and let them be, kind of give them rules that they can follow, then yeah, all for it.
I'm with you on that. And you know what? We're going to come right back to you right after I press this button, Darren. So get ready for the market close. There we go. Add to the page again. Oh, I got to remove mine. Add yours. There we go. Let's take a look. Let's close.
So yeah, obviously last week we had this kind of graveyard doji, and yeah, looking like they're pretty much taken back pretty much all of the wick. Last week's high is around 74,200. So by that, looking good for now, considering we had a fairly bearish candle and now we've recovered most of it. And also as well, the bulk of this weekly candle is kind of full bodied, so not much wick. Obviously slight bit of top wick now because we've just taken out some shorts, obviously. But yeah, it is looking a lot better at this point. Kind of lower time frame, we're now out the range. If I kind of look at, I had my value area high at like 7,200, 70,200. So it looks like we are trying to get a bit of a range breakout here. And yeah, kind of maybe possible that we get back up towards 77. For now, it's looking likely, depending obviously after a pullback and hopefully after a pullback. But yeah, strong weekly candle. For the most part now, recovered most of the previous weekly candles. So
yeah,
looking
looks good. Maybe we might have a chance.
looking a little bit more bullish currently.
Yeah, man.
On current kind of price action.
And if you guys are in the hyper local trades, it looks like we are in the middle of a 786 or 68 golden pocket 786 retracement. So be careful here. Take some profit if you've got some, and then leave a runner. That would be my non-financial advice for you guys. And I would love to open the club, but without Jimmy here, we're not going to open the club, and we're just going to call it a night. I thank each and every one of you guys for being here. Do you guys have any final thoughts that you wanted to say before we leave? Red's got a thumbs up. Dark Crash got a side beard. And then we got a thumbs up from DDP. We are all good. So we're not going to open the club, but I do invite you to come to Simple Terms podcast this week, where we're going to be talking about Alex O crypto and the legend of the otter grain. It's going to be our most fun show yet. Come on over there. Obviously, tune in to all the shows that we do. Crypto Billy puts out every morning the motivational crypto. And then Red is the king of all the shorts that are still going out on our channel. We've reduced the number of AI shorts on at least the YouTube platform so that we can get back into good standing, produce some more live footage so they know that we're real people. And then maybe they'll want to work with us in the future. And maybe we can partner with YouTube to help them grow their AI vision. That's what we would like to do. But for now, we appreciate each and every one of you coming in, and we love you, fam. See you next time.
Join us Saturdays live for the Simple Terms podcast.
A new type of interactive live show where you join in to break down complex topics in simple terms.
Join our human and AI host this Saturday on the @BillyGoatTales YouTube channel.